It is psychic fix. In this video, we will be sharing with you 5 tips on how to negotiate a raise. It is not a crime to ask your employer for salary increment, but at the same time, one should have a compelling reason why he or she should do so. Although requesting a pay raise can be traumatic, but it's worth giving a try. Due to a plethora of reasons, many people shy away from asking their employers for a pay raise. Of course, the idea of negotiating a pay raise or salary increment with bosses is not an easy one for many, and very few feel comfortable with it. Some people feel that negotiating for a pay raise will affect their reputation in the workplace. They feel it is unacceptable and disrespectful. However, that should not be the case. It's a worker's right as long as it is done professionally. Different companies have different structured procedures for employee rate increases, such as when the company production is at its peak. But if you are not working for an organization that offers its workers regular salary increases and you are not in line for a promotion, asking for a pay raise can be the only opportunity to get that salary adjustment you feel you are worth of. Below are some of the tips that can be helpful when negotiating for a raise. Firstly, before you approach your bosses for a pay raise, the first step is to do thorough research and know your worth. Sometimes you may feel you are worth more than what your employer is paying you. However, it is imperative to get enough facts and evidence to support that claim and present it to the boss. Once you are with that information, you are likely to get a satisfactory response. Furthermore, take some time to see what those in your class and grade are earning. Several websites can help you with information on salary guides. In case you discover that your pay falls below the average in your industry and profession, you can use the information to argue your case. It's imperative to also think about the organization's current pay increase history and sequence. Once you have this information, you have an idea of when to approach your boss. Secondly, you should be very confident to argue your case if you feel the need to have a raise. They say fortune favors the brave, but be considerate about when you present your case. It's important to know the time when you approach your bosses for a raise. It is untimely to ask for a pay hike when you have only been at your job for a few weeks or days. It's also not prudent to ask for a pay raise at a sensitive time, like when the company is making losses and facing financial challenges. Furthermore, your bosses will not take you seriously if you start demanding a salary hike soon after getting another one. Conversely, there is no right time to ask for a raise other than when you have just completed a new academic program or clinched a major business deal for the company. Thirdly, prove that you are worth it. Sometimes, it's not easy to convince your bosses that you indeed deserve a salary increment. Against this background, you need to come up with a list of your recent achievements. Your reasons and arguments should be based on your performance and the contribution you bring to the company. You need to clearly show the bosses how you have improved the company's financial position, brand name, or profile. Once you have done that, it's not hard for any manager to turn down a request. The stronger evidence you provide, the greater the chances you have to get that much needed raise. Sometimes it's normal and not surprising to get uneasy when negotiating for a raise with your employers. Hence, It is important to become calm and collected, and this can be done by not putting yourself under pressure. You need to map out what you're going to say to your manager and practice it in advance. A little rehearsal wouldn't do any harm. They say failing to plan is planning to fail. So, the more prepared you are going into the discussion, the better your chances of presenting a strong argument. Make a formal appointment with your boss in advance. Don't just barge into his or her office without a prior appointment, as this will show your lack of respect. It's also advisable to leave a note or handout to make it easier for your boss to discuss the request with other superiors. Lastly, it is important to note that your bosses will not agree to your request during that first meeting. There is a possibility the company will ask for time to review and meditate on your issue and get back to you. You can kindly ask for a time frame when a decision will be made. It is during this time when you should be prepared for either a positive or unfavorable response. A no response could be due to reasons beyond your control. If that happens, take time to ask what you can do to be considered for a salary increment in the near future. Normally, a good employer will give you the reasons for turning down your request, like probably the company is not performing well and will not be able to meet your demands. If you are not happy with the company's response, you are free to stay or go for greener pastures. In the meantime, don't be demotivated, but continue to work as hard as possible. Remain as professional as possible and continue to show good work ethics. At the same time, if you get a positive response, maintain a high level of professionalism, show appreciation, and continue to work even harder. It's unprofessional and unethical to go around bragging about it, as this will create friction with co-workers. We hope that these tips will help you and will guide you in negotiating a pay rise with your employer. And when you get that pay rise, please take note to come back to our channel to share with us your good story. It's Psychic Fix, and we are committed to you. Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button down below and also pressing the bell button so that you are notified whenever we send or will drop a new video. Thank you.